We live for the fall 2020 parent meeting.
Yeah,
How you feeling, T?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, bro. Me too,
Gotta
man.
get the ball going, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball's be incredible. We got some people jumping in already.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Let us know that you are here by saying something in the chat. Say hello to us so we know that you're here. We got.
I wish they knew, Ron, what their kids would do in this moment. They'd be like,
That's right. Let
man.
us know. Say what's up to us. We want to be able to greet you and say hello. I can't see names. I just got 11 out of 60. I see a Dager. Now I got the names.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Titus's, McMillan's. Welcome, welcome.
What's going on?
Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah.
Saw some of y'all's faces earlier today. Tell you what, that boy Parker getting tall, Ron.
He is.
Tall.
Yeah, he is.
Scaring me.
That is one of the not so joys of high school ministry, where you got to look up students, right?
I mean, we had to get Avery on the team because
that's
right, man.
Yeah,
had to.
Good afternoon, Sherry. Hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna be getting started in a few minutes. I just want to give everybody an opportunity to hop on. Thank you guys so much for taking part of your afternoon to join us for our parent meeting. We're super excited for the fall semester and looking forward to sharing some of our plans and the details and of kind of what our ministry is going to be up to this fall. So glad you guys have joined us. We got a couple more hopping on. Azarellos. Hello, Rachel.
I hadn't heard Ronathan yet. That's funny, man. The kids haven't caught on to that one.
Yeah.
Hang up on Ronald McDonald.
That's right. Man, now that Donna lives in the triad, it's been tough, man. I mean, I literally have had people say, like, "Are you Donald's brother?" Yeah, and I'm like, I mean, I'm not used to that. I'm used to everybody saying, like, "Are you Ronald's brother?" It was funny. Donald,
wow, that's funny.
He visited a local church in the area, and then the pastor hit me up, was like, "Hey, it was good to see you." I was like, no, you didn't see me.
Feel like a discontented Mercy Hill staff member or something. It's like, no.
Right.
That's funny, man. Hey, Ron, when y'all do these with high school, do the kids request to speak? I've got a handful of middle schoolers who are every 5 seconds. Every time you say no, they're like, "Let me speak."
I don't know that if students know that when they request to speak, if you accept them, then their cameras will come on. So
what if you just said yes one time?
So feel free, if you request to speak, just know you will join us on stage.
We'll be live. That's right.
Hey, Christina Evans, it's good to see you. Hello, Robin. We got Steph on. We got 19 out of 60 families that are on with us. We'll give them one more minute and then we'll jump in. T, how's that sound?
That sounds great.
Cool. So, T, what did you eat for lunch today, my brother?
This is our favorite question to ask.
That is your first question.
I had a good cheese, and there's always somebody who's like, "We just went to, they went out. Someone that went out."
I got one of those answers today.
Do you? Just go ahead and say it, man. You want to know what I had?
What'd you have?
I had leftover green beans, sweet potato fries, and 3 mozzarella sticks. This is struggle.
Right. Well, I had some San Luis. But it was leftovers though. And so it was the ECP. I don't generally do a lot of leftovers, man, but this
really
it really did hit the spot. So
yeah, that is so true, Christina.
Yeah.
Different vibe today.
All right, cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start by actually getting to know some of the families in terms of like where you guys are. We got a couple polls that we have created, and we're going to ask you guys to participate in these. And so we got 4 questions to kick us off.
Do it.
Begin of the parent meeting. So here's the first one. First one is which age group does your student belong? Which age group does your student belong? I believe you only get one option here. So for the families that might have multiple Route 50, just choose one. But yeah, I think that's so far we got 33% at each level. Nice balance. Junior high. Junior high is advancing. Polls are coming in.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I'll be honest. I was wondering how many high school parents I was going to have show up for this thing. So
they representing.
They are indeed.
That's right.
They are indeed. So
yes, y'all do. Y'all officially have, and kids. Y'all are one of the rare. I think y'all, the Azarellos.
Yeah.
Somebody else has got one in all 4. Kids, Route 6, junior high and high.
Yeah.
Who else has that?
I'm trying to think.
I know Jason's family does. I'm trying to think who has every.
The Spanglers did, but they're gone.
Shout out to Spanglers.
All right. Well, the polls are in. We got 25% Route 56. We got 40% junior high and
hold it down.
High school. Cool. Man, what's exciting about that is we got some brand new parents to our ministry. Some fifth grade parents have joined us.
They're kind of finishing up Kids Week today.
That's right.
They're kind of graduating, so to speak, from 4th grade. So we're excited to have them.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one. Next poll. This next poll, we are going to see how long you guys have attended Mercy Hill. So just to get an idea of the amount of time you've been at Mercy Hill, we got some options on this one. We got less than 6 months, less than a year, 1 to 2 years, 3 to 4, 4+, or checking stuff out. T, if you were to answer this, how would you answer it, my brother?
4+, my brother. We've been here since 2014. I'm an old man, right?
You are, dude.
How long have you been here?
Yeah, man, we've been here for 4+. I mean, we actually came to Mercy Hill for the first time on the 1-year anniversary. So that was when our first time visiting was then, and obviously we've been ever since. So we got a lot of 4+. We got 55% of people here have been here 4 years plus, which is cool. I mean, to think that you've been here 4 years plus, kids have they touched kids and have grown up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So the I think the first group of students that we had in like student ministry Route 56, they are now juniors, which is the first class of I believe that's the case. I could be wrong, but
that's crazy.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, like Haley Williams and them.
Yeah. So, cool. No less than, pretty much nobody less than 1 year here with us this afternoon, but maybe on the replay. I'm sure on the replay. So if you're watching this back, maybe that's you. All right, got two more polls. Let's go with campus. Let's get some campus rep going on, some campus pride going on here. I wonder who we repping. We got Clifton Road coming in at 9%, 15%. Okay, still getting some responses.
We repping Edgefield over here, Ron.
Edgefield.
That's right.
High Point. And then the winners of the Claim the Hill competition, which if you hadn't heard was our competition for our summer encounter experience and regional, took the crown in that first ever competition. Students had a lot of fun. Hey T, can you be watching the chat? I'm more at the so I'm not.
I hope you're. Yeah, I'll stay on chat.
Yeah. So we got 44% regional. We got 11% High Point, got 27% Edgefield and 16% Clifton. Oh, and we got some more for regional. You know, I had one student say, aren't we all regional right now, right? Because of the outdoor services going on at regional. But I'm excited that the tours is happening. I know we had to get rescheduled with Clifton, but the tours coming to Clifton, Edgefield, and High Point. So excited to be able to be back on those campuses for service. T, we got anything happening in the chat?
A couple of people having technical issues, but
okay. All right, and then the last one we got is all right, and this is what type of school does your student attend? What type of school does your student attend? So go ahead. We got charter, private, public, and homeschool. All right. Results are coming in. We got 50% charter.
Wow, man. Charter repping.
About 20% private, about 20% public, about 23% homeschool. So cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for participating in those. That was just to give a little interaction before we kind of dive in to know who's out there, what's the makeup, where their students are. We are going to tell you guys a little bit about us in just a moment, but I want to kind of give you guys a brief overview of where we're going in this parent meeting. And so these are the things we're going to discuss, talk about us, really briefly look at who is MH students. We're going to talk about our rhythms as a ministry, highlight some of our handbook and policies that we want to make you guys aware of, how we partner together as student ministry with you guys as parents, what to expect for the fall, and then the Q&A. And so as you guys are hearing this info, certainly you guys are going to have questions. And so feel free to put any questions that you have in the chat. We have the time designated at the end to answer those. So again, feel free to type into the chat any questions that you have, and we'll certainly try to answer as many of those as we can at the end. All right. So really briefly, just want to kind of introduce the team to you guys. If you hadn't heard or haven't met all of these individuals, we got Avery Jackson. He's a part of our student team. Donnell Bruce. He's also part of our student team. And then you have Tanner and I, we're the directors of me high school, him middle school. And so this is the staff team for MH students. The people that are not pictured here are the over 20 volunteers that we have that really are the real MVPs of our ministry. From that includes hangout leaders and small group leaders and folks that even volunteer toward planning events. And so we're going to get more into those opportunities later, but that is the student ministry staff here at Mercy Hill. So I'm going to hand it over to Tanner, and he's going to walk us through who is MH students.
What's up, y'all? We kind of have a little bit of notes on here just to help y'all think through it. We like to say a lot, we're 3 ministries and 1 movement. So MH students does refer to Route 56, junior high and high school. So I always say 3 ministries, but we are all MH students. As a ministry, we exist to see students treasure Jesus above all else. As a church, we make disciples, multiply churches. And for us, we're, students who treasure Jesus above all else are going to stand out and impact the world around them big time, because there are so many things they could treasure other than Jesus and still go to church and some of those things. So, and what we do as a ministry is we partner with you guys as parents, and we equip our leaders to send students with the gospel. And what we're going to challenge the students to a lot, the language they hear from us is to connect, grow, and go. And you'll hear a little bit about how that plays out within our ministry, kind of as we talk through here. But connecting is what it sounds like. And a lot of our events and some of those things are geared towards students kind of getting in. Groups are geared towards students growing. And then just everyday life, you are sent language, and just everything we do, we're dripping like you're going with the gospel. So yeah, that's who we are as a ministry. My boy Ron going to talk to you about how that looks to you guys as far as our rhythms and events and whatnot.
Yeah, so our student ministry rhythms consist of the things that are kind of laid out here. We have missional hangouts, which happen, these vary per age group. And so we at the Route 56 level, these in the past have looked like an event called Vertical, where we go to Sky Zone and we invite students to invite their friends. It's just a place where students can bring their friends in a non-Christian space where anyone would be welcome to sort of come and maybe not apprehensive about going to a church building. And so for high school, all the way up through high school, could look like this past semester we played basketball on Saturdays with a group of high schoolers, and it was a great place for students to bring again their non-Christian friends. And so the hope is to invite new people, but it also is a place where our students can connect throughout the week. So these happen all throughout the week. Again, at various times for each age group. Next, we have our monthly encounters. And so this happens once a month, and this is particularly for our junior high and high school students. This is designed to be a place where students can kind of come and hear a word, have some fun, and worship sort of together corporately, because we are a multi-site church and have multiple campuses. This is a place where we gather all of our students from all of our locations together for a night of teaching and worship and fun. Weekly, we have our small groups. So we are a small groups ministry, and so everything is pointing to really get students connected to our weekly students groups. And so those occur each week. Then we have retreats that happen in the fall, once in the fall, once in the spring. Usually those look differently for middle and high school, but usually the middle school ones are local or not too far. And then the high school will do one locally for the fall, and then a beach retreat in the spring. Next, we have missions trips. So missions trips we have done in the past, right? We have done some domestic ones like Nashville and Kentucky, opportunities for students to go and maybe even serve with their families. And then we've also done some international ones. We've taken a group of students to the Dominican Republic, and we had a trip this past summer scheduled for Amsterdam, but was canceled due to the COVID virus. And so missions trips, we're certainly wanting to get our students out on the field and opportunities for them to expand their worldview and see different parts of the globe. And then lastly, camp is a huge experience, huge opportunity for students to invite, but then also to grow through the camp experiences. We just got done with our summer encounter, and we had the highest attendance of camp to date. We had 118 students that came. Students had a lot of fun, even though it was in sort of a virtual format. So we've created a lot of camp. Usually generates a lot of momentum and excitement for our ministry, and so and it can be and it has been for many a really pivotal, just a key moment in their lives. Where they meet Jesus and things change. So those are our rhythms that and how we kind of go about accomplishing some of the mission and vision stuff that Tanner just shared. So we'll keep it moving.
Yeah, and one thing just to add to what Ronald just said, we try to be really clear anytime there's like an event or something like that, who it's for. So a lot of times the emails are gonna indicate that. So for example, we use the language of middle school from time to time. If you hear us say that, what we're communicating at Mercy Hill when we say middle school is Route 56 and junior high. So we're saying 5th through 8th grade. So like if we have a middle school fall encounter weekend, for example, that's going to be Route 56 and junior high. If I'm referring to 7th and 8th graders, we're going to say junior high. And if we're referring to Route 56, we'll say Route 56. So y'all hold us to that, and kind of as you're talking to each other, it is helpful because the schools operate on 6th through 8th, so that's where some of the confusion comes from. But we do kind of, if we're keeping them separate, we say Route P6 and junior high, and if we want to lump them all together, we just say middle school. So we just wanted to throw a few things on your radar for us, just in light of the world has gone online, just some different things in our culture right now, just things we're committing to as a ministry, and then for you to know as parents, and we want our students to know. So these are just kind of 4 big ones. So one of them is our texting policy. So we just want you to know, parents, that as a ministry, we are committed to not one-on-one messaging your students, and that really is just to be wise above reproach as best we can. Always have multiple eyes in our that communication. And as y'all can imagine, I mean, think about like Zoom groups, for example. We're going to make the chat on something like that public, just because who's to say one-on-one another student couldn't be direct messaging some other student while we're all having group, and we don't know. So just in general, just from what we've seen on the landscape of all things students, not just churches, but it's just best to have things in the light, and texting is one of those things that we want to do that with. So the way we're going to do that is sometimes students, we're still going to be exchanging numbers and those things because we're trying to build good relationships. So what that looks like is, like if a student texts me to ask a question, I just throw Ron, or I throw their other small group leader on there, and that's just kind of how we do that. So we will, if we are communicating with them via text or something like that, we'll have another leader, is always kind of our commitment with that. And so another thing that kind of goes with that is one-on-one mentoring. The next question is like, how are you going to go deep with the student? Well, what that means is we're going to get really deep with them. It's just not going to be through text messaging. So kind of what we're committed to as a ministry is, let's say I want to kind of begin mentoring in a more intentional way a student. What we will do is as the leader, we will reach out to the parent and just say, hey, little Johnny has expressed that they'd like a mentor. I feel like little Johnny's growing, and man, I just want to pour into his life, read the Bible with him, get to know him, hear his story. Are you comfortable with that? Are you cool with that? The parent says, yes, we're talking on the phone. I'm going to say, hey, as soon as we get off the phone, I'm going to text you and just ask for written confirmation of that, just so I'm not making that up, even though it was great in the phone call. It's just good to have that kind of out there so we both know. And we'll and from there on, that leader will fill out kind of a form letting us know that this mentoring relationship exists as a staff. They'll make the staff aware. And then from there, that leader and the parent are just texting like, hey, it's Tuesday, see you at Starbucks or wherever, or and you just kind of say, yeah, and you bring them, and all is good to go. And so what that does is it just, everyone kind of knows what's going on. So if somebody were to come up to us as a staff and say, what is that relationship between you and little Johnny? It's like, oh, I'm mentoring little Johnny, and I've talked to their parent about it. It's all good. And again, this is just so you guys know kind of how we do it, so you can know what to expect. Like if somebody is gonna try to pour into your student, you can expect kind of that call from the leader, and you should know their leader, and we have ways you're going to get to know them, and that's really important to us, that kind of our process for mentorship. Another big one is just driving. So we do allow it with your consent. So we'll never just do these things without telling you. That's the big thing. We would never just be okay with somebody mentoring a student without the parent being aware. And the same goes with driving. And you guys would just give us that written consent to do that. And we commit to never having like a one-on-one driving situation of opposite gender. So I would never drive little Susie. So just wanted you guys to be aware of that. And then from a cell phone policy standpoint, this is what we ask of the students, just so you guys know. A lot of students, just like us, are looking at their Bibles on their phones. The problem with that in a group setting, as you can imagine, with a group of 7th grade boys or something like that, for example, is the giggles can come in because other apps are up or whatever, or a quick message. So just to make things easier and create an atmosphere where it's clear what's going on, the leader's not put in a position where they're like, where they're not like, oh, I wasn't, and don't want to come off like an accusation. We just ask the students to bring their Bibles to small groups, and hey, we're going hard for an hour. Let's dig into this thing, and let's just leave the cell phones out. Obviously, there are situations where students have to have access to it, but that is something we ask of them, just so that time can be guarded. So if you have questions about those, we can definitely chat about that here at the end. And Ron's about to talk about how we partner with you guys.
Yeah. So just to kick this section off, there is, again, part of what we want to do is partner with you guys as parents to equip and to send students with the gospel. And so one of the ways in which we do that is by having you guys as parents serving within our ministry. And we want parents serving really at every level. I think our students love seeing them. And so that means leading small groups. That means helping with check-in, being sort of bathroom monitors, or helping with supervision, helping with planning, event planning, really at every level. There's just tons of opportunities for you guys to really use your gifts and passion within our ministry. And so we want that. We would love for you guys to let us know if you have a home that you would love to be a host family for a particular event. We want to know that. And so what we've done is we've created a form for you guys to be able to communicate that to us. So we're going to put that form in the chat. And so, again, letting us know this, again, there is a wide array of opportunities, from weekly commitments to once a quarter to once a year. But if you have any desire to help or to support what we're doing, we want to have you guys serving. I know last summer, going into the fall, we onboarded several parents into our ministry, and it just has been an incredible thing to see the amount of weight that a parent can kind of bring to a small group setting, right? I've seen it several occasions, right? We love our college students. We love our young pros. They bring something that I, as a 31-year-old, am losing and don't have as much of, but there's having parents in groups, really, we're able to speak a lot of times in an authoritative way that maybe a young pro or college student won't. And so we kind of were committed. This isn't written anywhere, but just committed to wanting our groups, our student groups, to have someone more of a young pro, and then someone who is maybe older, more established, that could kind of provide a good, helpful balance for our students in their group experience. So we've seen a lot of the leaders and parents that we brought on in the fall of last year. They're coming back again with us this year. So we're excited for what they bring. And so, again, for anybody who's out there, you're thinking, man, I'm going to be dropping my kid off, I'm going to have this hour rather than go home. And yeah, I can maybe lead a small group or help with a group or help with check-in. That will be, that's just extremely vital and helpful for our ministry. And so we want to have you guys involved around and helping, like I said, serve within your gifting to really benefit our students. So we love that. So again, Tanner posted the link. We'll post it again at the end. But we do want to partner with you guys as members of our student team and serving within our ministry. So
yeah, that's good. I love that, Ron. And just to reiterate what you're saying, like, we want retired couples, we want couples with high schoolers. It to the students too, it creates a stability and a rhythm. Because I love young bros, bless them, but they get jobs. They you know what I mean? Things happen, and when you're one of those faces that's just constantly there, that creates some confidence, stability for the students. So yeah, we'd love to have parents everywhere. A couple other ways we partner with you guys is one of them is through our curriculum, which actually will be new starting this fall. So for the last several years, our kids ministry has used the Gospel Project for Kids, which is a great curriculum, and we've invested in, as a church, in Gospel Project for Students. It's got some really good stuff. We vetted it pretty hard, and we'll kind of be putting our spin on things. But what's exciting about that for you guys is if you do have a youngin', things will be aligned a lot like main idea will be the same in the scripture that they're learning. So the conversation in the car ride, and even maybe using your older to help serve, pour into your younger kids could be really cool. And then lastly is these parent roundtables we do. So basically, we just get parents together on a topic. Sometimes we bring in a speaker. And man, there are just some things y'all are going through that y'all need to talk about. Y'all need to get to know other parents and just get together and have some conversation. And in some way, when the speaker comes in, we don't want it to be a just receive all this information thing. It is kind of a facilitated discussion, because you guys are in some tough spots with your kids a lot of times, and just want to talk through it and the things they're dealing with at school. Because some stuff goes down at these schools, or they're just seeing things online, hearing things in culture, and it could just be really refreshing as a parent to just say, hey, how did you handle this topic or this situation? So Ron is about to talk to us a little bit about what to expect for this fall.
Yeah. So you guys know kind of the nature of COVID, and even thinking about when you heard about what Guilford County schools were doing for the fall for our public school parents. And, there's just been the nature of things have changed and been extremely fluid. And so this is currently our plan, given all the information, given sort of the direction that our church is moving for the fall. And so as we sort of talk about this at length, this is certainly the plan as it stands now. And we certainly ask you guys as parents, as you hear this, recognizing that there is the potential for adjustments or these just we ask for flexibility for you guys, but this is kind of the plan right now and where we're looking to move into the fall. And so for our weekly student groups, those are for all students, so that's from Route 56, junior high and high school. Those are going to happen. We're gonna, for each of these, we're gonna, or for student groups, we're going to offer an in-person and an online option just to accommodate all families, regardless of just their comfort level with gathering. And so the in-person gatherings are going to occur on Sunday evenings at 5 p.m. For all students. So for Route 56, for junior high and for high school students, that will occur at 5. We do hope that having all student groups at the same time will allow for our families that do have multiple students at various levels, that will be a blessing to them to kind of streamline it all at one time. And so we are going to we're going to have that in person. Those groups will occur at our regional campus. And so we're going to have signage and designated spots where Route 56 will be here, junior high will be here, high school. So those will be separated immediately upon sort of arrival for the students. We'll have kind of those areas sectioned off. When a student arrives, we will certainly take a lot of the measures that our church has taken in order with our outdoor services. And so all of our volunteers will be temperature checked upon arrival. They're going to be asked to bring masks and to wear those. And so we will follow a lot of those guidelines. We certainly will social distance. So when students arrive, we're going to ask students to bring their own chair. And so we'll be, all of our small groups will occur outside. So again, we'll ask students to bring masks, bring chairs. And then we will also temperature check the students as well upon arrival. So it'll be a quick kind of check in, but where their temperature will be checked. And so that is sort of for what to expect for kind of the in-person section. T, I know there's a lot of details.
There is, and we'll chat.
we're going to be sending a lot of this in a super detailed email, but wanted to hit some of the highlights. And we know that there's going to be questions that come up with that. But we for the first one, so we will be kicking off our student groups this upcoming Sunday, August 23rd. And for this one, for this launch, we're gonna actually kind of do it big. We had this final closing ceremony planned for our summer encounter, got rained out, or the weather was looking not favorable.
Yeah. Fake rained out.
That's right, fake rain.
Yeah.
But we took all the fun. We got Sunset Slush that's coming this Sunday, and so it will be a big sort of kickoff. We'll have some prizes and some giveaways. We won't have that every single week, but to launch our groups off in just an exciting kind of way for our students, we do have that coming this upcoming Sunday. And so for any student or family that's not comfortable yet meeting in person, we will offer students groups online, and so those will happen at the same time as the in-person groups. So that's 5 p.m. The only time that time frame will be different is for the kickoff. And so for the launch this upcoming Sunday, that virtual launch will happen at 7 p.m. And so that is only for the launch Sunday, but for the virtual online groups, those will happen at 5 p.m. every week subsequent. And so we do want to kind of state we are encouraging and our families to choose either and really to commit to either in person or online, and really the way that these groups are designed, we want rather than kind of alternating between in person and online, although they're at the same time, because we want to create an atmosphere where students can build trust with their peers and the leaders. We know that that'll best happen when the same students are coming each week. And so if you're maybe hesitant or feel like, man, maybe making an in-person group out at regional on Sundays at 5 is going to be hard, we would just encourage you to just commit to the online one in order to, again, create just a space where students can get to know, where there's some consistency of the students. And so we are asking our students and families to commit to either in person or online. In the event of like inclement weather, say it rains, what's going to happen for the in-person groups, we will have a link prepared for those people who usually meet in person to then do it online. So what we're not going to do is just push all of those folks into the online, because we don't want to disrupt that experience for those students who are doing online. And so we are committed to making the online option for small groups as exciting and just as best as we can. And so there might be opportunities where the online groups will have some giveaways and some other things to try to make the online experience as great as it can. So we're certainly committed to that, and not having sort of the favorable one be in person or online. We're going to try to make those as equitable as possible. So will the in-person groups stay outside even as the weather gets cold? That is a great question. We have. T, you want
to? We'll talk about that in Q&A. We'll address that in Q&A. Yeah, cool. Some of these other details we'll be chatting through, and I'm sure y'all got some great questions. We'll chat through in Q&A. Ron, I'm gonna move to MH Students Live.
Okay. Yeah.
So starting Wednesday, August 26th, every Wednesday, we're gonna go live on YouTube Live for all MH students, Route 56, junior high and high. And what that's going to be is kind of like a midweek touch. The students love kind of the online live element is kind of just exploded a little bit. It's where basically we are live, like what we're doing will actually be happening, and they're kind of jumping in on the chat, and we'll be having some fun, doing some engaging things, and kind of starting to explore a topic that will get spelled out more in small groups, and there will be different like challenges and some different things in our weekly emails and social media platforms that the students, if they choose to participate in those, will kind of be brought to life in the live piece. I'm not sure how many of your kids were talking to you about what happened at Summer Encounter, but part of what made that so fun was like what live allows us to do is, as a ministry, let our students know that we see them. So if a student participates in a challenge, we can highlight that and show the video they make, show the cool post they made, or show, you know, them doing a service project or whatever it might be. We can bring that to life in MH Students Live, and it really allows us to connect a lot of people in a lot of different geographic areas all at once and have some fun. And we've never really been able to gather in the middle of the week because in a lot of ways for you parents that would have meant driving somewhere, dropping them. It's just an extra ask in the midst of a kind of a really busy schedule. So this season, kind of a lot of that stuff is shut down. You know, a lot of our students are going to be playing sports and doing some of the different things that they love. So we're really hoping Wednesday nights will be something they really look forward to, a time where they get to, albeit digitally, but you'd be surprised. Some of them that will not talk in person come to life behind that keyboard. And so we think it's going to be a lot of fun, and then we'll really make their group experience all the more better. And then Ron, talk a little bit about how monthly encounter is still going to be dope even in this season.
Yeah. And so currently we saw, I mean, we experienced we took our monthly encounter at the end of kind of the school year back in June, took it online, and it was just an incredible experience, and had kind of the highest number of views of any video. And so we think that our monthly encounters, again, these being for junior high and high school students, where we're going to continue to offer that as an option online. And so we think these monthly encounters will be a great opportunity for students to invite. It really provides a good front door to our ministry, an easy opportunity for students to sort of be missional, invite their friends, and there is this reoccurring monthly opportunity for them to do that. So we're going to continue that in the fall. So we're excited about it. So.
All right, man. Let's get into some of these.
Yeah, we'll get into the Q&A in just a minute. Let's last slide. Man, communication. We have over the years. I mean, worked really, really hard to try to make you guys aware of things ahead of time and get you guys out front of things. We're continue to do that and make improvements. We'll say that these are probably the best forms of communication, as well as receiving information. If you have Facebook, joining our closed Mercy Hill Students Facebook group is an option. The MH Students website is currently needing some updating, which we have submitted those requests, and those that will be up to date this week. Our MH Students Instagram page has a lot of content for that's helpful for students and for parents as well. So we encourage you guys, if you have that, to follow that. And then of course, MH Students by email. All of the emails that we send out will be from MH Students at mercyhillchurch.com email address. You can feel free to reply to that, or if you have a specific question for junior high, Route 56, you can hit up Tanner, or for high school specific questions, you can hit up myself. So we want to hear from you guys. We want to answer any questions that you have, but the website and those resources are great places to receive information. Emails, we try to get those out every Sunday morning. You can expect to receive an email from us for the week, and then we get out event specific emails as those occur. So that's it for the presentation. Now we have some Q&A. So
good. I'll kick us off here, Ron. So Leslie asked, so no more Route 56 on Sunday mornings, even after campuses reopen? Is a really good question. So one thing our church has done, Bobby and Andrew have done a couple videos, like a regathering plan type video, and you can actually go to the main Mercy Hill website and you can see right there it has like a regathering kind of update. So one thing you'll notice in the phases, like it'll have like what our phases of reopening will be, and it'll kind of say like, you know, eventually the goal is to get back to where full kids and student services are offered, and that's referring to like Route 56 in the morning services. So the goal is definitely to get back to normal for Route 56 and get back to the campuses and get inside and all those good things. What we were communicating for this fall is just kind of with what we've got right now, and as those things are unfolding for our church and for us as a student ministry, we'll keep you guys posted. So chances are, if we go into a new phase as a church and things are opening, or you know, we go to a campus or something of that nature, we'll communicate what that means for us as a student ministry as that is unfolding.
Yeah, that's great, T. Kristen Koger asked, depending on the amount of students that'll do in person or virtual, will they be divided it up by campuses? Which again, I think you kind of alluded to the fact that we're kind of operating from where we are right now, and so as we kind of were ending for the summer, numbers depending on certain age groups were lower than what we were seeing in person prior to COVID. And so in order to create a good experience for the student, right, there were some cases where we brought students together from multiple campuses and even across some age groups in order to reach a level of just critical mass where there's just not two leaders and 2 or 3 students, and so just creating a better experience. And so we are, when we're launching groups this Sunday, we are going to have we're going to have Route 56 boys and girls, junior high boys and girls, and then high school boys and girls for both.
Yeah, Route 56 boys, Route 56 girls.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, those are separated. So no co-ed, groups. But those groups will be there will be groups not separated into campuses. But
sure. And to your point, bro, and just to because the goal, like with Kristen's question, like we want the campus identity we want.
Sure,
you know? It's just on the front end, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen. You could have 17 from one campus and 2 from another because of proximity to regional, and they might be online. So as opposed to assuming way split to start and maybe having like, I don't know if you ever played that. What was that game with where you pick up the marbles and drop them in the next little hole? Mm. And you have like 8 marbles over here, 1 over here. We're kind of creating less pockets they can fit in, and then we'll just see kind of how the cards fall. And we're always open to splitting and kind of have the personnel to do that. We just gotta we didn't want it being awkward for students, for lack of better words. Matt asked about the weather. That's another really good question that I know the people up top are already thinking about with weather and some of these different things. And I think like from a phase standpoint, I know there will be communication and some of those different things before then. So the honest truth is I haven't really given a ton of thought to that yet, but I know we'll have a game plan prior to you know, for example, November, you know what I mean? So, and if, as we're answering your question, we don't fully answer it, feel free to ask a follow-up.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, and one thing I didn't answer, Ron, or I didn't say when I talked about the parent roundtables, our next one is going to be Sunday, October 4th at 3 o'clock. So I'm going to write that in the chat.
Yeah.
Sunday, October 4th. All right, Christina, what consideration will be given to relationships, former leaders, and friends if we go back to normal in mid-year and the kids are essentially starting over and may feel like they lost their leader? This is a good question. Yeah, I mean, Ron, I'm gonna throw something out there, and then you clean it up. You know what I mean? You know, I think what you and Kristen are kind of hitting on is like, you know, there's some unpredictability to some extent of how some of these factors will go. So like, a student might really like a leader that they normally wouldn't have seen, for example, is kind of what you're pointing out. And I think a couple things. Number one is it's just an opportunity to encourage the students of how unique this season is. You know, like this is a good thing. Like we're getting to see students from other, oh, there's my friend that, you know, I don't normally see them other than at Elevate, but I'm getting to see them now. And even something like the weekly MH Students Live, and I saw the question popped up at one point. We're thinking 7 p.m. on Wednesday nights for those. And so even something like that, we're able to kind of bring some of those leaders in. Will be present on videos with us, and you know, for the older students, junior high and high school, the monthly encounters, they'll you know, leaders are involved in those things. And so I say all that to say that what you're describing could happen hypothetically, and I think part of it is it's just, it is more relationships, deeper relationships that can be tapped into at other events, other settings, particularly as we open up and gathering in person gets more comfortable. But also, you know, that is something to be as best we can be aware of as groups are unfolding. And ideally, you know, every campus is going to be represented in our leadership, and that's something we're trying to. So I'd say it's a combination. I'm not going to go up to a kid and be like, "Hold up, you got to guard your heart and not become friends with that kid."
Right.
And I know that's not what anybody's saying, but it's just something to think about and to celebrate with our kids, and also like kind of be flexible and coaching along the way, and be in communication with us. What do you think, Ron?
Yeah, no, man, I think that's great. I don't know that I would add anything else to that. So yeah. Guys, these are great questions. I mean, super helpful for us to think about these things if we haven't already. And so you guys have certainly raised great points thus far. So please feel free to we got a few more minutes.
Yeah. I thought another question I didn't answer, Ron, is where phone calls fit in our policy. So basically, you know, me calling a student, we're going to treat like a one-on-one because nobody knows what's going on in that phone call. So basically a leader will reach out to you and say something like, "Hey, I just want to check in on your son or your daughter from time to time because I think they're awesome. I'm their small group leader. Are you comfortable with that?" You say yes. You hang up the phone. They send you a text and just say, "Can you confirm you're cool with me calling them just to check in?" And you're like, "That's awesome. I love that somebody loves my kid and wants to know." And then we keep rolling. Kristen is asking, is the Wednesday Live the teaching in small groups, the breakdown and discussion of it, or is the teaching curriculum taking place? Great question. So Wednesday is rolling something out that is dove into in small groups. So if you remember, like this summer we did like MH Students Online was kind of what we did. It's comparable to that, but it'll just be better in a lot of ways, and just kind of the way we're thinking about it. But it will kind of whet the students' appetite, so to speak, that on Sunday will kind of be dove into for them to really start to flesh that out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think just to add to that, I mean, so there was on the MH Students Online, there was more teaching that was happening.
Yeah.
Usually those, and so that for the MH Students Live, there'll be less of that, but it'll be more of a teaser prompt that will then be fleshed out fully in students groups on Sundays. So
yeah. Other questions? This is good.
Yeah, it's great. Helpful. So again, I want to just thank you guys for hanging with us and staying with us to the end. You're
right, Ron. This is the thing, man. Like behind closed doors, like we're not like nervous or like thinking this will be a great semester. I think this could be. I mean, man, like you think about like before, we're going kind of like Sunday to Sunday, like in some ways, like something like MH Students Live. I think the kids are gonna love it. I think it's gonna feel a lot like Summer Encounter was feeling, and I think our leaders are chomping at the bit to get back in there with our students, and man, I just feel like that, you know, there's something in the atmosphere, so to speak, where it's like, so even something like monthly encounter, man, I just think it's going to be the highlight. I think kids are going to look forward to it. And Kristen, good question. Yes, we're thinking 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, and once they're done being live, they will be available on our YouTube channel for them to kind of check it out if they missed it. So that's a really good question. Yep. So yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Ron, I just feel like I'm so hyped, man. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I think, I mean, just the summer encounter, I think, was a huge momentum builder. I mean, we just got to connect with a lot of students that, I mean, we hadn't gotten to with on that scale kind of all summer. And so, yeah, man. And I think, yeah, having stuff available in person for the students that are, again, I see it in the comments, right? Like, man, there are students that, man, just having things exclusively online has been a struggle for them. So to be able to get back to some physical in-person gatherings, I think is going to really mean a lot to a lot of our students. And then for those that are, man, there has been students that have been more vocal and been more open and started to take some steps toward just letting people into their lives in ways that they haven't, like you kind of alluded to before, with just kind of being behind a keyboard and putting things in the chat. So, man, I think we're going to be able to address and make the best of both worlds for all students, and continue to take steps in increasing their comfort level and their excitement. So, man, I'm really, really pumped for the fall. Certainly excited to see what the Lord does. So
me too, man. Me too. And yeah, we try to say this all the time, and we really hope that you guys receive this as genuine. That when you guys are going through some of these things, like your kids are about to be on online school again, I know there's some battles going on in these houses and just dragging kids out of bed and creating routines, and just, I know that from a school standpoint, there feels to be a little bit of a down slope. I just bummed out, I mean, these Dick's Sporting Goods commercials are like, getting ready for back to school, and they're like, but it's online. It's like, still need to look fresh, and it's like, like what are we looking fresh for? But man, I think we want to partner with you in that. Our leaders want to partner with you in that. If there's any way we could be praying for you guys, if your student's just struggling, like, if you're just honest, you're like, man, I just need somebody to hang out with my kid, hit us up like that. We want to partner with y'all. We want to want y'all to feel like we're there. Yeah, we know you guys are on the front lines and killing it. So we just want to encourage you that y'all are doing a great job, because I know this has not been easy for you to be flexible.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Christina, really good question. So we have talked about this when we're encouraging, like, wanting them to commit. There are totally situations where, like, what you're saying is exactly the case. Even, for example, let's say your family's going out of town one weekend, and you could do virtual but not get back in person. It's okay if you hop in on virtual that week. We're not trying to create lines that are never crossed. We're just trying to create culture in general, and hopefully that that creates kind of some intimacy and some guardedness to that. But to your point, like, totally, if ever y'all commit to in person, and as time goes on, you get uncomfortable or whatever, please just let us know. Or maybe you start virtual and you're like, you know what, I think it's worth it to make this drive, or whatever factors were leading us to that answer at first. Yeah, hit us up. We would love to accommodate that. So yeah, great.
That's a great question. Really, really glad you brought that up, because I didn't think of it being taken to that extreme in terms of when I was communicating. So that is certainly more of an accurate expression of what we want in creating that sort of ask for parents. So thanks for that question, Christina. So awesome. Well, guys, it's been an hour, so we don't want to prolong this any longer. Again, thank you guys so much for your time. We are excited for the fall. If you guys have any questions, certainly feel free to email thogue@mercyhillchurch.
That's right. Oh, and Ron, they should be expecting an email tomorrow with group registration if you haven't already. Some of y'all did.
Yeah, man. One of the things that I had done, which I wanted to make sure we got all the answers, Man, if you want to register your student for their group tonight, I have made it really, really easy for you to do so. So what's going to happen is there is a link that has just now popped up where it says register your student for group. You can click on that. That was also in the email that we sent out earlier today. If you've not already done it, feel free to do so. And we want to be able to begin to prepare as best we can in terms of knowing what where our students are going to be, whether it's in person or virtual. So if you guys can take a minute, we tried to make that form thorough, but also easy for you guys to fill out. So go ahead and sign up for either in person or online group to let us know. What were you saying?
It's in the offers, yeah.
Yes, offers. Yep.
Yeah.
And then on that link, and then the offers, and it'll take you directly to the.
Yep. A couple other things I'm reposting in the chat that we had talked about was the October 4th is our next kind of parent roundtable, and then the form for you guys to jump in serving with us. I'm gonna repost because we would love to have some of y'all come do this thing with us. So we love you guys. Holla if you need us. Like Ronald said, email us at rredmond@mercyhillchurch.com, and grace and peace to you.